think most of us just thought it would be no more difficult than a play.
We had no idea how hard it was going to be.
Obviously, none of us have done anything like this before.
I'm Lee McMahon. I'm a theater teacher at Farragut High School, and I've been teaching here at Farragut for 7 years. We decided to produce a film over a play because the inspiration really came from the fact that we had to rehearse a play in the gymnasium's basement. And it was really eerie down there, and I told one of the students, this reminds me of a horror film. They laughed, and we started thinking about it, and the more I thought about it, the more I thought, we could really do this. I've got several students who are interested in film, and the fact that I had directed close to 50 high school plays, and I was looking for something different to do. And so I thought, let's just do it. I asked them at the beginning of the semester, we're going to be doing this horror film, are you interested? And I had 30 students in the class, and that was great. And so in terms of casting, we had actual auditions within the class after the script was written. Madeline Beckaloo. Here. Maddie. Here. Julia. Here. Jeff.
Here.
Most of all of us had already been in a class taught by Miss Mack before.
My name is Bethany Hatmaker, and I'm 15.
I'm Dina Galarova, and I'm 17.
I'm Kelly Saltis, and I'm 17 years old.
I'm Madeline Pierce, and I am 15.
I'm Peter Jones, and I'm 16 years old.
Hi, I'm Madison Cantrell, and I'm 17 years old.
So I asked their opinions. I gave them a choice of 3 different groups, and they got to choose which one they would prefer. And so the first part of the semester from the beginning of the semester until I think they finished on February 6th, we were writing the script, and we had 6 different students in the writing group. They all wrote prologues to the movie, and I had them try to justify the zombies' existence. And so they all turned in prologues, and then what we did was we gave those to the writers, and the writers chose which prologue they wanted to go with.
Actually, we all sat off in some room with Miss Mack's laptop and all of our scrap pieces of paper, and we'd all be like, okay, we need to get this scene done, and we'd all have our little ideas, and we'd be like, okay, well, instead of just choosing one, let's put them all together.
You want to burn down the school?
Yes, I want to burn down the school.
Because it got burned down the first time, and we wanted to
But then
we hit film fire.
And that's pretty much what we did every day. We argued and sorted and shoved everything together, then wrote it down and went back and made sure that it was what we wanted, and I think it turned out really well.
So they wrote from the beginning of January till February the 6th, pretty much as a group. And then after that, we started storyboarding almost right away. We had auditions, and we went into, I guess Matt calls it pre-production, I guess, which we probably didn't do correctly. But
From the very beginning, organization was stressed heavily.
I have the title of assistant director, and I think I was a locker room girl in the big locker room scene. I go around and harass people and make sure that they're where they're supposed to be, and if they're going to be where they're supposed to be in the future. So I just make lists and get things done, sort of.
I'm Molly Morgan, I'm 17, and I'm a junior. I say the hardest part of starting out was trying to organize the way we were going to do things, because obviously none of us have done anything like this before. So when it came down to okay, how are we going to figure out who's shooting what scene and how it's going to be shot and how we're going to storyboard, we probably tried about 3 or 4 different techniques of how we were trying to organize it.
then we started shooting, I believe it was February the 20th on a Friday, and they shot my scene first because it was very short and I wanted to get it over with, basically. And so we shot that, and then we have pretty much been shooting from February 20th, and hopefully we'll finish by the end of March.
I am in the camera group, and I am a zombie, so that's pretty excellent. I'm kind of not really a self-appointed, but the group appointed me as kind of like the leader of the camera group, so I organize who's doing each shots and try to keep things organized, try to keep people on deadlines, and I think I'm doing okay.
She's okay. All right, so I think we're good. Do we want everybody else to react to her?
You want me to actually tell the paper airplane then when she says her?
Yeah.
Oh, it would be perfect if you could sort right over the camera. Do you think you? throwing it that way.
Right in front of my face.
If you hit the camera.
I'm not. I'm throwing it that way.
Okay.
Not that way.
Just don't hit me with it.
Yeah, yeah.
Quiet on set!
So going through this whole scene, guys, all right?
Wait, can we do,
Sound
audio
check,
check,
right?
yeah.
Go ahead and say some of your lines, guys.
ABCs.
Don't whisper, talk. Guys, say lines.
Say something.
Say line. Jesse, who's the freak?
Oh yeah, this is Anne Marie. She's an exchange student staying with me.
We're okay.
Yeah.
For someone who's never done anything like this before, it's a beautiful thing to be holding and using and working with a camera like that. It's awesome, and I think I'm speaking for everybody who is on the camera crew.
I am a camera person, and that has been my main job so far, and I love it.
So I shot scene 13, and that was an after-school shoot, and we had a big group from our class come because we needed tons of zombies, and this is a shot where we have like all the zombies. It's the first time you see them like coming down this hill that's like at our school. Is really far away from where I was shooting it.
When we filmed the scene with Gabby and the rest of the girls in the woods with the flashlights, definitely a good scene, and it actually turned out really, really well.
We got there early enough that it wasn't dark yet. We had them coming in to the forest, and it was light outside, but by the time we got to the shots actually inside the forest, it was dark, which is what we wanted. We had planned on having lights set up by plugging in cords to Matt's car and just having them shining on important like people, and that didn't work out too well, and they just flickered, and they were like, no, we don't want to work. And so we had actually thought about it earlier, and we were like, well, maybe we should bring flashlights. Like, girls would bring flashlights outside in the middle of the woods. And so we ended up using flashlights to light the whole scene, and candles. We had candles there. And it looked fantastic. When we went back and watched it, I absolutely loved it. The sky, you won't be able to see this in the black and white, it was like a purple blue, and it's like if I were to take a picture of it, it would have been like a masterpiece to me.
And it turned out really cool, and I loved it.
I'd say one of the most difficult scenes that we had to shoot was actually shot on our first big Saturday, long Saturday at school. It was scene 18, in which we had almost the entire cast pushed into this girls' locker room at the high school. And the room by itself is awkward. There are corners everywhere. There are lockers jutting out in awkward places. Maddie and I had a really good tag team in that scene, because what we didn't really realize this was happening, but I took charge of the camera and she took charge of pretty much doing everything I told her to do and then ordering everybody else around, which was excellent, because Maddie and Matt were on lights the whole time, and we were trying to just get through that scene as quickly as we could. It's the longest scene in the movie. There's a lot of dialogue, and then once it gets to the climax of the scene, there's action, going on all over the place.
The scene in the locker room was chaos. But I think Molly and I did a really good job on making sure it was controlled chaos. And I hope you can't tell on camera.
When there were the action sequences going on, I sat on top of the lockers, probably not the safest thing to do, but I was straddling the lockers, holding the camera, and just trying to, pan around, getting as much of the action as I could, because we tried to give the actors as much stage direction as we could in that scene, because we realized, it was the first day of shooting, and they really didn't know what they were doing, and we were trying to avoid tackiness, but of course tackiness did ensue.
During the locker room scene one day, and came up with the idea we wanted to add a fight scene, a small little fight scene in, and we just were experimenting with different things, and Molly said, you have one shot, if you don't get this perfect, we're not putting it in the movie. So I don't know if it was perfect, but it's good enough, and a lot of people liked it, so I hope it gets put in.
It's been the funnest scene to edit. It was probably my favorite scene to shoot.
I had no idea that I would enjoy film so much. Like, I do like photography, it's a hobby of mine, but I had no clue that I would love this as much as I do. And just learning all this, high-tech equipment, it's just like a brand new world for me, and I love it so much.
Hi, I'm doing clack. Wait, you guys need me?
And I'm also eating cheese puffs. Basically what you do for clack is you write down all the information on the lines provided, and
you stand in front of the camera, and when the camera person says speed marker, I walk out there, I do my little
Action.
that thing, and then I watch the scene
Okay, guys.
and record whether it was negative or good or usable.
I think I had a lot of time to just sit back and really realize, what's going on and how much it takes to film a movie. I mean, when you go and see a movie, you're like, oh my goodness, this actor is so attractive, and you don't really think anything else about it. Okay, I'm sorry, that's what I think. But being involved with this process, there's so much more, and I think Americans are really naive about that. And when you're behind the scenes, you're like, wow, there's more than Brad Pitt that is involved with making this movie, and there's lights, there's sound, editing, camera people. I mean, it's a really big task, and until you make a movie, I don't think you realize that.
During this process, I've definitely learned that it really takes a team to get stuff done. I mean, everyone, your whole life, you've heard, there's no I in team, but you really need other people, and I think when you're doing something big like this, you realize, wow, even though this person has such a small part, they really make that big of a difference.
Actually right now in this film that we're doing, I'm actually one of the actors, small role, and then I'm also in charge of makeup and special effects. We went through a lot of stuff down in the shop, process-wise, designing some stuff. Some bones, we took some PVC pipe, wore it down, cut it, shaped it. For some of the boils, for some of the girls, we just took some hot glue, shaped it and everything. A lot of it you just apply and then apply makeup around it, just trying to make it look better instead of cheesy and fake.
You
miss your best, Jenna. Come back and stay
Hold
with
it
us.
between 30 to 60 seconds.
Okay.
Bye, Miss Mac. Bye, Jenna.
And then as soon as that dries, we're going to need to get some of this
Okay, off, yeah.
Actually, we can just
Are we
spread
putting
it.
boils on both my arms?
Yeah, we're going to do a couple boils, probably like 3
Okay.
on each arm, maybe.
What about
Dude,
one big fat one
I
and then
think-
2 little ones?
Yeah. Gosh, I've never had boil conversations before. Okay, yeah. And hold that. We've already done the face. We're working on boils now.
Okay, I'm sorry I had to do that.
Hey, make sure you get that. You got some black right
Yeah,
here.
yeah, I
can-
accidentally stirred it.
Okay.
I'm boily.
Oh, are these
Yeah.
the small
Yeah.
box? Those are awesome.
I play Lindsay. My role is Reagan. She's a freshman. She's a little popular girl, and she dies. She's a survivor, so that's good. But she's fun to play. She's very different than I am. But and then I'm also set in location, and that was really fun. I really enjoyed that, and also continuity. I make sure everything is not like the people are wearing the same outfit that they wore the day before, and took pictures of everybody, and that was really fun. I did boom for one of the scenes, actually. I'm not on sound, but I experienced the back pain of doing boom.
I am the boom operator today, and I basically just stand there and hold this big fuzzy microphone and make sure that we don't get any static so that when people talk it's not like
Well, I'm from Moscow, so a huge theater community, and so every time my mother and I are bored, go to the theater. So I come here and I just take a theater class in high school, and I get very interested. And my role is I'm Anna Marie, and I'm the weird girl. But it's good, because I think it's very true to me, because I'm foreign and I'm a bit strange. So. And also, I put makeup on person once.
I'm part of the 6-man cast as Ethan. From an actor's perspective of a movie, it is a lot different than anything else. But once you're on camera, it's actually a little nerve-wracking. Before you say action, you're sitting there, then you're like, oh, this is no big deal. Then once you get on the camera, it's like, oh, shoot. plenty of times we've had to retake, and people can get frustrated, which rightfully so, and it's basically on the actor now to make sure they don't screw up, because plenty of times things will happen off the camera, then on the camera it needs to be spot on.
Yeah, that would be actually excellent if we can get a mark. Pen. I'd really rather not raise
A piece of paper works.
We need Telly to be. Stand there, further back. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So one last time, that's all I'm doing. Actually.
John, let's play some b-ball. Yeah, dude, good idea.
You're probably going to need a ball, right?
Yeah. Hey, where are they?
I think there's some downstairs. I can help you look for them if you want.
Actually, I don't know where those balls are.
Oh. Well, how about Karen and John go look downstairs, and I'll go look with you upstairs.
Oh, yeah, right. Upstairs. Cool. Hey, Karen, John, hold up. Catch your wave.
I enjoy camera. It's a lot of fun. I took photography classes when I was in like 5th grade at Airmont.
I kind of wasn't really quote unquote hired to do lights, but I kind of was into it because lights are very important. I didn't realize how important that they are, and now I'm watching Disney Channel shows and their lighting irritates me to no end. The whole 3-point system and popping your subject off the background, it's complicated, and plus you have to try and keep the things out of the shot. And I actually taught some of the people in the class about lights. They listened very well. I did the same lesson that Matt did with us, which was the 3-point lighting system in the black.
Hey, I'm setting up the lights for Miss Petrie's scene right there. And this is the hothead. And then she's going to be stepping back and freaking out because the lights are all going to turn off. So I'm just hooking it all up. I don't know where the end is.
And I'm also an editor.
Editing is definitely the coolest experience ever. I enjoy it so much. It's totally awesome. And it's the epitome of amazing. And I can't stop. I'm kind of addicted. I start like having dreams about editing.
I did this a good number of times, if I remember correctly.
3.
Julie near the tree.
Around the rosy, pocket full of posy.
Whose line is like, they're all like kind of purple. You peeked in there. Yeah, badly.
You can see the light.
So, right now I'm just color correcting scene 11, and basically all we're doing is, this is what the footage looks like normal in color, and then we just desaturate it to make it black and white, and then just go back and kind of fine-tune everything if maybe it still doesn't look the way that you want it. So it's kind of tedious, but it's really not that difficult, so it needs to be done.
I would love to do soundtracks for movies.
I came up to Miss Mac and I was like, Miss Mac, I really want to do like anything that has to do with the soundtrack, any sound for the movie.
Okay, so now I'm working on the sound for scenes 6, 7, and 8, and I'm just, I've been putting some markers down as to where we need sound and getting some ideas for what we want, and I'll probably go back and actually figure out the music later, get the details down later. So that's pretty much it.
I definitely have to make time for work because I'm a professional magician. I actually entertain at several venues here in town and restaurants and everything. So work is one of my main priorities other than school, and the film being another one of my priorities. It's kind of rough to fit them all together, but I've managed so far.
I'm in The Secret Garden, the musical, which goes about 5:45 or 6 every day.
I have to make time for school mostly. That's pretty much what I do.
I'm in chorus and I take voice lessons.
Like I said, improv team. I babysit quite a bit.
Go to musical rehearsal, which takes up a lot of my time. I have work. I work at a recording studio downtown Knoxville, so it's kind of hard balancing all this stuff out, but it's been a lot of fun. It's been a really rewarding experience.
A lot of things. My life, basically. School.
I take voice lessons, and I'm in Secret Garden after school.
I'm host for the improv team.
Improv practice.
I do track for this school, so whenever I'm not doing something for theater, I'm down at the track running.
And my chores.
I'm on the improv team. I have been since my sophomore year.
You know, there's improv rehearsal and Cam Jensen.
Life. Yeah, at school, a lot of school.
I'm also involved in the Midsummer Night's Dream play. I'm doing the lights for that, so I do some backstage work. I'm an assistant stage manager for the musical.
I have to make time for pre-calculus.
And random doctor's appointments that my mom likes to schedule without me knowing, but besides that, you know.
Honors chemistry.
I'm in 2 honors classes.
I'm in pre-calculus, and it's really hard.
I have 2 AP classes that are killing me.
That is my life right now, is trigonometry. It's great.
I have 2 honors classes, honors English and honors algebra 2.
And chemistry.
Pre-calculus, AP US history. Definitely trying to keep my grades straight because my parents want me to put that first, obviously.
Well, school, and I'm taking the SAT on Saturday. It's horrible.
Honestly, I think everybody in the class is dying for the premiere to just be here. I think it'll be a good closure for everybody to be able to sit down and just watch it all the way through on a big screen. You know, we're going to have a lot of laughs and everything. Everybody's been involved in this. So I think coming together at the premiere, you know, watching it all together, the final product, it's going to be great closure for everybody. And we're all going to feel the greatest sense of accomplishment. And so much thanks for everybody who's helped us and given us so much support, Miss Mack for giving us this amazing opportunity. Like, I don't think I can explain to Miss Mack how big of an opportunity this has been for myself and probably everybody else in the class. This is a once-in-a-lifetime thing. I'm not kidding. I don't know a single other high school student who's been able to do this, and it makes me almost want to cry just thinking about it because I've been opened up to so many opportunities and so many, like, new ideas, and I've never been able to say, I think I know what I want to do when I grow up until now. And thank you, Miss Mack, for that, honestly. I'm not sucking up, I promise.
No. Made me tear up.
Oh.
Speed, marker. Action.
And ladies and gentlemen, this movie is over.
Woo! That was awesome too.
Are you serious?
We're going to the lock-in at the great high school of Farrington. Gonna eat pizza, gonna flirt. Zombies are gonna rise out of the dirt. Reagan, Ethan, Lindsay, Stuart, Jesse. With them zombies, things will get messy. Sick little schoolgirls from the 1950s. I don't care what you say, that's so not nifty. Take some shelter, take some cover. You might want to hold on to your lover. Zombies is what this is about. We're all locked in, no way of getting out. You might think that you can run, but your night of terror has begun. I always knew the locker rooms were gross. Now I know why it's where zombies chill the most. All the girls keep on screaming. Kinda wish that I was dreaming. Simmer down, little Chiquita, or else those zombies will eat ya. Never thought that I would be lunch. It's time to run when you hear the munch. Zombies is what this is about. We're all locked in, no way of getting out. You might think that you can run, but your night of terror has begun. Zombies is what this is about. We're all locked in, no way of getting out. You might think that you can run, but your night of terror has begun. Ring around the freaking rosy. Those zombies are really nosy. Luckily, the policeman is here. It's Mac Daddy. There's nothing to fear. Zombies is what this is about. We're all locked in a way of getting out. You might think that you can run, but your night of terror has begun. It's begun. It's begun. Yeah. Out.
Is it something you want to pursue later?
If it pays good.